Hi there and welcome to Ian's Engage channel. I'm Ian. In this video I'm going to review the Dapol Class 57XX pannier tank steam locomotive that was announced by Dapol in 2022. The model comes in a variety of liveries, including GWR Green, GWR Black, BR Black, London Transport Red, and Stevenson Clark Blue. The model comes as DCC ready or DCC fitted, but there are no sound fitted versions available. The Class 57XX is a class of 060 pannier tank steam locomotive. Designed by Charles Collett for GWR, there were a total of 863 locos built by GWR and British Railways between 1929 and 1950. This makes them one of the most numerous classes of British steam locomotives. The locos were initially designed for light goods and shunting, but they were also found hauling passenger services, mostly on branch and suburban lines. There were several different subclasses of the 57XX, such as the 67XX, the 87XX and the 97XX. These subclasses all had slight design variations, such as different braking systems, couplings, window sizes and cab designs that allowed them to operate in different situations. The locos were used extensively throughout the GWR region, and after nationalisation of the railways in 1948, their usage was expanded to many other areas. Withdrawal of the class began in 1956 and continued until the final examples left British Railway service in 1966. Locos were also sold to private operators, notably to the National Coal Board, London Transport and Stevenson Clark. Today there are 16 locos in preservation. The exact product code of the loco I'm reviewing is shown on the end of the box and can be seen on screen now. The loco ships inside a hard plastic box that is surrounded by a cardboard sleeve. Inside the hard plastic there's a soft plastic clamshell that wraps around the loco, suspending it within the plastic. This arrangement not only keeps the loco safe during transport and when in storage, but also makes it easy to remove from the packaging without breaking off any of the detail parts. I've gone for the BR Late Crest model in black, but as mentioned earlier, there are several other livery options available for this tooling. Opening up the box, other than the loco, there's a fold-out instruction sheet and an accessory pack. The accessory pack contains several separate parts that can be used to enhance the model, and includes various couplers, links and valves. Curiously, the instruction sheet doesn't show where to fit these separate parts. The accessory pack also contains a tool that can be used to remove the crank pin nuts from the loco's running gear, and this isn't referenced in the instructions either. Because of this, I didn't completely understand the purpose of the tool until months after I'd purchased the model. The loco features a coreless motor, has pickups located on all wheels, and has a 6-pin decoder socket. It also features a metal chassis and cast wheels. I purchased my model as DCC fitted, and it came with a Dapol Imperium 5 micro 6-pin 4-function decoder installed. Unfortunately, the socket and decoder are located in the cab, and can be seen quite clearly when viewing the loco close up. As such, I'm not sure there'd be enough room to fit a driver inside the cab if you were so inclined. The loco features NEM coupling pockets that are fitted with the standard Rapido couplers, but there are knuckle couplers included in the accessory bag for those who prefer them. The loco doesn't feature any lighting, which is a shame, as it would have looked really good with a small lamp or two fitted. The model features many separately fitted parts. Separately fitted handrails run along the length of each pannier tank and meet at the front above the smokebox door. Handrails also run down the side of each cab entrance. Pipework is separately fitted to the buffer beam, where you can also find small hooks. There are whistles, or maybe they're valves, fitted in front of the cab windows, which themselves are glazed. The loco number plate on the side of the cab also looks like a separately fitted part and is nicely detailed. The number plate on the smokebox door also looks like it's been separately fitted, and the numbering has been well applied. The Late Crest British Railways logo doesn't seem as crisp as I've seen on other models, but you'll only see this under magnification as from a distance it looks fine. The model also features many moulded body parts that actually look really good. There's the chimney, a large boiler dome, pipework, filler caps, handles and more, with each part being crisply moulded and looking the part. I've already mentioned that the decoder board is fitted inside the cab, which is unfortunate, but at least there's some detail that's been added to the footplate. Behind the cab there's a nice little coal bunker that has been fitted with moulded coal, and it doesn't look too bad in my opinion. The running plate on my model is pretty straight and flat, although I've seen others that have a significant curve to them. The BR Late Crest livery is pretty much all black, and doesn't feature lining of any sort, as per the prototype. I've observed no paint overspray or glue marks on the model, and all details have been well secured. All said and done, I think it's a very nice looking model, with a good mixture of moulded and separately fitted detail that captures the look of the prototype very well. The good news for those wanting to fit their own DCC decoder into the model is that it doesn't require the whole body to be removed from the chassis. As mentioned earlier, the DCC decoder lives in the cab, and the cab simply unclips from the chassis to give access to the decoder socket. Sounds simple, right? Well, before you can unclip the cab, you'll also need to unclip the very delicate handrails that are attached to the sides of the cab. Care will have to be taken when doing this to avoid breaking the model before you've had a chance to run it. Thankfully, I purchased my loco already DCC fitted, so haven't had to access the cab yet, but one day I'm sure I'll need to get inside. While the model has a metal running plate, it's only small and still only weighs 33 grams, which will restrict the amount of load it can pull. When I first received the model about 6 months ago, it was a good little runner. It crawled well and performed even better as the speed was increased. CV values will definitely need changing to tame the loco's top speed though. In recent months, I've been very disappointed with some of the running issues that have appeared, causing the loco to stutter or stop on the curved inclines of my test track. Infuriatingly, sometimes the loco works perfectly, but sometimes it's a disaster. After a little research, I found that this is not an isolated case, and there are many reports of stuttering, slowing down and non-running Dapol pannier tank engines. The main cause seems to be over-lubrication, with oil somehow getting between the pickups and the motor, but I've also seen reports of misshaped running plates, misaligned axles and incorrect back-to-back measurements. I've not investigated the cause of my model's running problems yet, but I'm planning to perform a complete service of the loco in the coming months. I purchased my model while it was on offer at Rails of Sheffield, paying £121.79 for the DCC fitted version. At time of review, Rails are retailing the DCC fitted version of the model for a couple of pounds more, at £123.93, while the DCC ready version is £91.80. I think this represents very good value for money for a model that is so detailed, albeit with no lighting. Here are a few running shots of the loco running on my test track. While it's running mostly without issue, you'll see that it occasionally stutters across the Insulfrog points at the front of the layout. It's difficult to come to a definitive conclusion about a loco that currently only runs well intermittently. On the one hand, it's got some lovely fine moulded and separately fitted details, and it's reasonably priced, if not downright cheap. However, it no longer consistently runs properly, and there's the rub. I know my model isn't an isolated case, and that puts me off recommending it. Would I purchase the loco again? Well, that's a difficult one. Yes, I think I probably would, but I'll be better able to answer that question once I've performed the servicing and got to the root cause of the problematic running. Okay, so that's about it for this review. Do you have one of these locos? If so, what are your experiences with it? Have you encountered any build quality or running issues? Or have you been happy with your pannier tank engine? As always, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. In the meantime, thanks ever so much for watching. Hopefully there'll be another review along soon. Bye.